Right, so this, ladies and gentlemen, was my first ever music centre. This is Dad's. I'm going to show you over here very, very quickly. Oh, crumbs. Over here on my desk at the very end, as you can see, forget that on the top, that's my grand's CD player, I'm working on that. But this is a TIAC amp, right? It's very good. This we use for listening purposes. It's got graphic EQs, it's got everything, it's got decent speakers are there and there. Now, this was my... I'm going to take you back to when I was about 21, and this was my 7th hi-fi that I owned. Of course, this is Dad's version. It's made out of plastic. You can see there's the turntable. Let's ignore that. There's the screen there. Let's ignore that. There's also down here actually, I think this is the one that I owned. I mean, if I can just do the Dad test, right? Watch this. Look how slowly that door opens. Now, it's got a double-deck cassette player, but I wouldn't use this. I wouldn't use the cassette player on the left-hand side. I wouldn't use this for recording cassettes. I'd use this for conversions. And once you're left converting the tape, I'd basically leave it alone, because it's great for converting and listening to the radio, but I wouldn't use it for like it's got a CD tray down here. But it is very, very flimsy. I mean, it's good for... It's not built for studio use. I'd be very, very careful with it. I'm not sure who's made this, actually. But it costed £200. Now, when you see a music centre and you think, oh, wow, I could just do me of one of those. You know, music centre, like, okay, it's got a built-in amp round the back. I can show you around the back. There's round the back. You can see the speakers are already plugged in. Now, I could plug this into my amp and say, oh, do you know, I could listen to MP3s on my amp. But I've got my video iPod plugged into the amp very nicely, and personally, it is all great, but I just thought I would show this off on a video. I mean, this is Dad's section here and Rosemary's section, and hopefully, when my imaginary radio station, this is going to be Scott Bolden's section, so I don't need to come to this end of the office really. But I saw this here and thought, do you know, I'll do a video on this, because this was my, like, first conversion centre. I remember when people were buying these to convert their records and cassette tape. I converted a lot of cassette tapes. Now, it converts pretty well. I mean, all you need to do is press the record button, and then you press record again to stop. And it's really good if you want to sort of, I don't know, if you're the sort of person that wants to record tapes without any hassle, without plugging your cassette recorder in and opening up Audacity, and, you know, I find this like the lazy way of converting tapes. But you can also convert CDs as well. But you can also listen. to CDs and stuff. Now, like I said before, I wouldn't use it for listening, because if you put the volume up, I'll just show you off with this, right? So just take a listen. Once it gets past there, it starts distorting. Now that to me spells cheapness. You know, if I was selling this in a shop, I'd sell it for 50 quid. Just because it's flimsiness. It's, you know, it's got conversion on it and everything. But now you're asking why. I mean, people ask me about these things all the time, and I did a video on converting a while ago. It didn't go on YouTube, it went on Facebook. And I always moan on about... I'll stop that. There we are. Let's stop now. People always ask me about these conversion kits, or music centres with conversion kits. You know, and technically, you pay for what you get. I mean, this costed £100. I think it was £100 in the paper. I wouldn't even pay that. I'd pay less. I'd pay £10 less. You know, just for a converter. I mean, you know, it's, you know, I give it a 10 out of 10 for converting. I've got some really great uses out of this. But playing out audio, I don't think it's not the best thing to play out audio. I mean, as you can see there, it's got a pen drive sticking out of it. But, you know, as you can tell, you know, and I think to turn it on and off. And here's another problem, right? Is it does that horrible... See, listen. Turn it off. That's going to destroy speakers right away. So, what I would do is zero the volume. Actually, I wouldn't even do that. See, it's just going to ruin your speakers. And I would plug headphones in to this. The headphones go in next to the pen drive. And the headphone socket is very flimsy on this. Very. It looks like it's just been screwed on or stuck on there. You know? And, you know, it's just this cheap, horrible display on it. But it's good for conversion. And, I mean, will I still convert the new way through Audacity? Yeah. Because... you know, but if you are going to convert something through here, so say for example you converted a cassette tape of your own recordings, if it was a radio show or anything, make sure you edit in Audacity later on. Like I've done that. I've edited some stuff with some compression. It makes it sound a lot more nicer. So anyway, I just thought I'd show that off. And yeah.